All right, guys, good morning. Welcome to our Thursday morning work. Today, we are going to start with comparing our numbers. When you're comparing your numbers, remember the easiest way to do that is to stack them. It does not matter which way you go. I'm going to move it this way this time. So I'm going to stack this one under this one. If I can make the right numbers. Okay, once I stack them, I can see that the 5 in the hundreds place is bigger than the 3. So that would mean that, oops, I can't draw today. That would mean that that number is bigger. 148,503 is larger, is greater than 148,390. Okay, and the next comparing one, we're comparing a very large number, 2,493,459. Oop, we almost don't have room for that. And we are going to compare that to 2,493,400. Oh, good Lord. Gracious. Sorry. Trying to write and look at the same time, and I am not lining them up. Big mistake. Make sure they're lined up. All right. 492. Okay. In this case, which one is bigger? The second number is bigger, so it is going to have a less than sign. Okay? All right. Maybe Miss Davis needs a bigger board so I don't have to erase so much. All right. Our next box is just simply asking us to find the sum. Again, I like to line them up top to bottom because it makes it easier for me to add them. Okay, we are adding. Okay, so we are adding 284,409 to 596,598. And you just have to simply add and carry. 9 plus 8 is 17. 1 plus 9 is 10. 4 plus 1 is 5. Plus 5 more is 10 again. 6 plus 4 is 10. Plus 1 more is 11. 9 plus 1 is 10. Plus 8 more is 18. And then 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 5 is 8. So your answer in this case is 881,007. Okay, remember, do not read that comma as an and sign. Okay. Our next box wants us to find the product. So we have 5,489. We are multiplying that by 7. Okay, easy peasy. 7 times 9 is 63. That's right. 7 times 8 is... Hoping you said 56. 56 plus 6 more is 62. Okay. 7 times 4 is 28. 28 plus 6 more is 36. Wait. Nope. Sorry. 34. My mistake. 7 times 5 is 35. Plus 3 more is 38. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That is your ones period right there. So it is 38,423. Okay. All right. Our next box wants us to find the least common multiple between 2 and 7. Oh, so easy. Y'all know how to do multiples. All right, start always with the first 5. So you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The first 5 of 7 would be 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Okay, look and see what number they have in common. All right. They don't have anything in common yet. So I'm going to, since the 7 has way more numbers, I'm going to start with the 2 and do a few more. I always like to try to just do 3 more to see what happens. So we got 10, 12, 14, 16, and now we do have a match. It is 14, so 14 is your answer. Okay. our next box is adding and subtracting fractions, okay? Our fractions have like denominators, so we don't even have to change the denominators. Okay, we are going to add 5 2/3 to 5 2/3. Again, I like to split it in half just so that I don't make an accidental mistake. You don't have to. So 2 plus 2 is 4/3. Okay, again, we can't leave it at that, so it's going to change into, tip it over. How many times will 3 go into 4? 1 with 1 left over, so we put it back over the 3. 5 plus 5 is 10. And then you just add the two sides together. 10 plus 1 is 11, and the 1/3 stays the same. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Our subtraction problem starts with 4 and 10/15. And we are going to subtract, oh no, 1 and 12/15. Do not panic. We can do this, okay? So, always start with the smallest place value. In this case, we are dealing with fractions, okay? Can you take 12 away from 10? You cannot. So, you are going to need to regroup. So, we're going to borrow a whole number and break it up into pieces. How many pieces? Well, we're breaking it up into 15 pieces because that is our denominator, what we're breaking things into. So we're just going to add that to the top. Okay, again, at this point, I would highly recommend you rewrite the problem. So now we have 3 and 10 plus 15 is 25. 3 and 25/15. And we are subtracting 1 and 12/15. Okay, now that is something we can do. 25 minus 12 leaves you with 13 over, our denominator was 15. And then 3 minus 1 leaves you with 2. So the answer is 2 and 13/15. Okay. All right. Maggie, are you sure you're getting close enough to this?
Yeah. Mom, if I get closer, then you're not going to be in, then
Okay.
some of your work's not going to be in frame.
All right. Arguing with the help. Love you anyway, Mags. Okay. So our next one is a word problem. We have 4 students who each run, so 4 students, they each run 5/6 of a mile. How many miles did they run altogether? Okay, well, if each of these 4 students is running 5/6 of a mile, this is going to be a multiplication problem. So 4 times 5/6. Okay, remember to multiply with a fraction. They both have to be in fraction form. So we are going to change this 4 to a 4 over 1, and then just multiply straight across. 4 times 5 gives me 20. 1 times 6 gives me 6. How many times will 6 go into 20? It will go 3 times with 2 left over. And make sure you put that in simplest form, 3. And how many times will 2 go into 2? 1 time. How many times will 2 go into 6? 3 times. So 3 and 1/3 is your final answer. Oh, nope, sorry. Wrong, not the final answer. It is a word problem, so 3 and 1/3 miles. Okay? Always remember, if it starts with a word problem, you gotta have words at the end. Okay. Okay. Next, we are just comparing again. So, oh, I'm sorry. I skipped the converting one. Next, we're going to convert. Okay, so we have 4 hundredths. Once you read that out loud, all you have to do is remember where the hundredths place is. It's the second one in. You put the 4 in the hundredths place, and what do we use as a placeholder? We use a 0, so that would be 4 hundredths. Okay, we are going from this number, which, read it out loud, says 3/10. So you just write 3/10. Okay. All right, now we're comparing again. So we have 4 and 39 hundredths, and we are comparing it to 4 and 28 hundredths. Okay, our whole numbers are the same. Let's look at our next biggest number, which would be the tens place. This one has a 3, this one has a 2, so automatically that one's going to be bigger. Okay. Next we have 5 and 5500ths. And we are comparing it to 5 and 8500ths. Okay, the whole numbers are the same. Let's look at the next number. The next number is 8 compared with 5. So clearly 5 and 8500ths is larger. Okay. And then our very last box today, we are going to be using some of those terms that we've been talking about again this week. So, you have a rectangle. It wants to know, I'm sorry, you got a rectangle, we've got a I'm losing my voice for it. It's not a parallelogram.
A rhombus.
A rhombus. Thank you, Maggie. Ugh. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Had to get help from the smart girl. All right. It wants you to circle the shape with 2 sets of parallel lines. Okay? 2 sets of parallel lines. Well, remember, parallel means they go on and on next to each other, but they never touch. So which of these shapes has 2 sets of lines that will go on and on forever and never touch? It is going to be the rectangle. Okay? All right. Next, we're going to use yesterday's box to help us figure out the shape with 2 obtuse angles. Remember, we said it was obtuse, really large, like that. Okay? Which one of these shapes has 2 obtuse angles? Well, if you look at the triangle, it has 3 acute angles. They're all small, cute little angles. So clearly, it is going to be this one. And this one, they wanted you to put a box around. Okay, that is it for today.